Let me tell you something that most people don't want to hear. Inspiration is unreliable. It's emotional. It's unpredictable. And if you build your life around waiting for it, you're going to spend most of your life waiting. The people who change their bodies, build businesses, or write books, they're not more important than you are. They're just more disciplined. They show up when they don't feel like it. They work when they're tired. They move when their emotions say, stay comfortable. If you want results, you cannot depend on motivation. You must build the discipline of showing up anyway. And today, I'm going to give you 5 practical steps to do exactly that. See, here's the truth about inspiration. It's a spark. Discipline, that's a furnace. A spark is exciting. A furnace keeps the fire alive. You can't build a life on sparks. You build it by showing up constantly and consistently, especially on the days when you don't feel like it. The, the question's not, how do I get more inspired? It's, how do I become the kind of person who acts regardless of how I feel? Here's how. Decide before the emotion shows up. See, most people negotiate with themselves in the moment. I'm tired. I'll go tomorrow. I deserve a break. We've all been there. The negotiation is where discipline dies. If you want to build discipline, decide in advance. For example, work out at 5 a.m., no discussion. Or write 500 words a day on that book, no discussion. Or you'll study for 1 hour every night starting at 7 o'clock, no discussion. The decision is made once. You don't have to remake it every single day. High performers remove daily decision fatigue. They don't wake up asking if I'm inspired. They wake up and execute. The commitment is important. But on those days that you want to negotiate with yourself, shrink the commitment, not the standard. When you don't feel inspired, your brain tries to avoid discomfort. So instead of quitting, shrink the task, but still show up. For example, you don't feel like working out? Okay, drop down and do 10 push ups. Don't feel like writing? Write 1 paragraph. Don't feel like reading or studying? Read 1 page. Here's the key. You're not building results in that moment, but you are building your identity. Every time you show up, even in a small way, you reinforce that saying, I am someone who does what I said I would do. Discipline is built in micro moments of follow through. Simple as that. Build yourself a trigger. Inspiration is emotional, discipline is environmental. If you wait to feel ready, you'll never start. So remove the friction. For example, lay your workout clothes, the workout clothes out the night before. Keep your journal open on your desk. Don't journal? Start. Set a timer for the same hour every day. Use the same location for deep work, quiet space in the house, an office, whatever. And then create a ritual that tells your brain it's time. Over time, your body moves before your emotions can catch up. You don't rise to your level of motivation, you fall to the level of your systems. So build systems that make showing up automatic. I have a Doberman and he is extremely food driven. He knows when it's 5:30 a.m. Yes, I said 5:30 a.m. He also knows when it's 5 p.m. That's his time to eat, and don't get in his way. Look, you got to separate feelings from actions. One of the biggest lies we believe is I don't feel like it. Feelings are temporary, but commitment, that's a decision. You're allowed to feel unmotivated. You're not allowed to let that feeling run your life. For example, you wake up tired. You say, I'm tired, but I'm going to train anyway. You feel uninspired. I feel uninspired, but I'm going to write anyway. Notice the language in the shift. You acknowledge the feeling, but you don't obey it. Discipline is emotional maturity. It's understanding that your feelings are not weather commands. And then back to journaling. Track proof of that consistency. If you want discipline to grow, you need visible proof. Your brain needs evidence, something you can look back on and say, this is where I started, this is what I said I was going to do, and this is where I'm at, and this is what I've done so far. So mark an X on the calendar for every day you show up. Track your workouts. And for studying, record your hours studying. I think you'll be surprised after 30 days. You don't just have progress, you'll have momentum, and you'll see that momentum. Breaking the streak becomes more painful than starting the task. Discipline grows when you can see it. Here's the hard reality. There'll be some days you don't want to show up. I've been there. There will be mornings you're exhausted. There will be nights you'd rather scroll. There will be moments when you question whether it's all even worth it. That's normal. What separates average from exceptional is not talent, it's who shows up when it's inconvenient. You don't need to feel powerful. You don't need to be consistent. I said that wrong. You need to be consistent. Consistency is not loud, it's quiet, it's repetitive, it's boring, but it wins. Look, stop waiting for the perfect mood. Stop waiting for the clarity. Stop waiting for the spark. Zig Ziglar said he could tell you when he was selling door to door that he could tell you the exact psychological moment when a customer was ready for a sale. And he would not approach until he felt that that was the way it was. And he got out of that because he knew that the sale came from him. One day you're going to look back and realize your life didn't change in one dramatic moment. It changed because you showed up on a random Tuesday. You knocked on that door. And you showed up when no one was watching and when you didn't feel inspired. And you did the work anyway. That's where self-respect is built. That's where strength is forged. That's where discipline becomes identity and inspiration is optional. Showing up is not. Thank you all for listening. I love you guys, and thanks for all the support.